Spiritual Realm 12 is one of the toughest dungeons in Summoner's War, but it's also one of the most rewarding. The boss hits harder than giants or dragons, and a lot of new players end up failing their runs here. But don't worry, in this video, I'll show you a safe, beginner-friendly team that can clear Spiritual Realm 12 consistently. We'll go over the team composition, rune builds, stat requirements, and I'll walk you through a full run so you know exactly how to beat it. Before we dive into the team, let's quickly talk about why this dungeon is so important. Spiritual Realm is where you farm important ancient runes, like Seal and Fight. For this safe but effective beginner team in Spiritual Realm 12, we'll use a lineup that focuses on buffs, turn cycling, and strong single-target damage. The team is Sieq as the attack buffer. He gives your whole team increased attack power and critical rate, which massively boosts damage output right from the start. Verdehile to clear waves and boost your allies' attack bar with every critical hit, keeping the whole team moving quickly. Shaina, who brings defense break and also stuns enemies in the waves, making them much easier to control. Raoq, who helps clear waves quickly and even decreases your allies' skill cooldowns when his passive activates. And finally, Astar, your main boss damage dealer, who shines when it comes to finishing off the Spiritual Realm boss. The key to this team is the attack order, because speed tuning really matters here. First, Sieq must go first to apply his attack and crit buff. Next, Verdehile goes second, boosting everyone's attack bar to keep the momentum going. Then, Shaina moves third, applying defense break and stuns to control the enemies. After that, Raoq takes his turn, helping to clean up the wave with damage and cooldown reduction. And finally, Astar should be the last one to move, dealing massive single-target damage to the boss once defense break is already in place. This turn order makes sure your team has buffs, attack bar boosts, and debuffs set up before Astar unleashes her full power on the boss. These are upgraded versions of normal runes, and they provide better substats. That means farming this dungeon is key to upgrading your mid and late game monsters. But here's the catch. The boss here is tough. He has high damage, heavy debuffs, and a cleanse mechanic that can ruin your runs if your team isn't prepared. That's why building a stable and reliable team is essential before going for speed. By the way, my name is Majnoon, and I share my own experience with Summoner's War to help you become better at the game. Every guide I make is based on what I've tested myself, so you don't have to waste time guessing. So, if you don't want to miss any tips or strategies, make sure to subscribe to my channel right now, hit that like button if this video helped you, and leave me a comment about which dungeon or team you want me to cover next. Now let's go over the rune builds and stats for this team, because in Spiritual Realm 12, speed order and damage stats are everything. Sieq. Sieq has to be the fastest monster on your team, because he needs to buff attack and crit rate before anyone else moves. Aim for at least plus 170 speed with Fatal, Rage, or Blade runes. His job isn't raw damage, it's to set up buffs first. Verdehile. Verde also needs to be fast, but not faster than Sieq. Around plus 170 speed is fine, just slightly slower than Sieq. Make sure he has max crit rate so he can always trigger his passive, and aim for 1500 attack or higher with 150-200% crit damage. Blade and Rage runes are ideal. Shaina. She's your defense breaker and wave control. Put her on Blade, Rage, or Fatal runes. Aim for plus 55 to plus 70 speed, at least 80% crit rate, and pops on 1800 attack if you're using Fatal. Give her a little accuracy so her defense break lands consistently. Raoq. He doesn't need much speed. Around plus 30 is enough, but he does need damage. Focus on max crit rate and per 1800 attack or more. Fatal and Blade or Rage sets work well. Violent can also work if you don't have good rune sets. That's fine for beginners. Astar. She is your most important unit in this team, because she's the main boss killer. Focus on max crit rate, high crit damage, and at least 1500 attack. She should always move last, after defense break is applied, so her hits land at full power. Now, if you can't reach these rune levels yet, don't worry. It's normal for early players to struggle with stats. If your runs aren't stable, you can swap in alternatives. Replace Shaina with Loren on Violent and Focus runes. Make sure Loren has 90% accuracy or more, and she should take the second turn right after your leader to land defense break early. You can also replace Sieq with Fran if you're struggling to survive. Fran works best with violent and energy runes, with plus 170 speed or more, so she can play first and keep your team alive with immunity and heals. So remember, Sieq or Fran always go first, Verdehile second, Defense Breaker third, Raoq next, and finally Astar to finish things off. If you keep that structure and aim for these stat goals, your runs will become much more consistent. And that's how you can beat Spiritual Realm 12 with a safe, structured team. Remember, speed order, buffs, and defense break are the key to success here. Once your runes improve, you can make this team even faster and more efficient. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button so you don't miss the next guide. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.